Hey, elite entrepreneurs and empire builders, welcome to Fran Opps Live. I'm your host, Jared Nassif, and this is the show where we connect you with verified and vetted franchise brands and the faces behind them so you can franchise your future with confidence and clarity. That's our whole goal here at Fran Opps. Today's guest hardly needs an introduction. When people think of residential cleaning services, one brand stands above the rest. Maid. Ranked number 83 on the Entrepreneur 500 list, a pretty exclusive list. Maid is not only one of the most recognizable names in franchising, it is a brand that has helped thousands of families and entrepreneurs create opportunity, freedom, and success through business ownership. And we're honored today to have with us Marla Moak, president of Maid. Marla has played a vital role in getting this iconic brand supporting franchise owners across the country and carrying forward a legacy of service, of growth, and of innovation. I'm excited to unpack all of it and kind of what's new, what's going on with Maid, and really hear Marla's story. And we're going to learn a lot. We're live too. If you're with us right now, write in the chat your questions, your comments, even drop in the chat kind of where you're joining us from. And we'll make sure that throughout this conversation, you'll get connected with the president of this massive, massive brand. I mean, we've had on some great brands this summer throughout this show and this podcast, but this one I think takes the cake. I'm excited to really dive into this conversation. It is a privilege to have Marla on with us and to show today on the show today to give us a behind the scenes look at Maid, what makes it such a powerful powerhouse brand, and how it continues really to lead in the cleaning industry decade after decade. So let's franchise your future. This is Fran Opps Live.
My name is Shahid Hafiz, and I'm the owner. In fact, I'm the proud owner of Maid of Plano, Rockwell, and Rowlett. The most rewarding part of owning a Maid is that I have the honor of leading a team of 40 wonderful ladies who work very, very hard. They depend on us, but we also depend on them enormously. At Maid, we focus very, very hard on quality and keeping customers really happy. This involves a lot of hard work and training of our teams and working all together. Leave the cleaning to us. Schedule your cleaning today.
Marla, welcome to the greatest Facebook group in the metaverse, and we're on other platforms too, but welcome to Fran Opps Live. Man, it's such an honor and privilege to get to meet you and spend some time with you and hear your story and a little bit about Maid, but just thank you for being with us today.
Well, Jared, thank you. It is such an honor to be here, and what a great introduction. Everybody got to see insight into Shahid Hafiz, and just one of the many phenomenal franchise business owners that we're on this journey with. So truly an honor. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure, like, I remember asking your media team for videos, and they were like, maybe a testimony or some of a franchisee. And they're like, well, which one you want? I mean, I'm sure you have so many like success stories that you guys just love to brag on too, because you guys have been doing this quite a while, and excited to unpack all that with you. But I really want to start learning just about you and your story. Can you share with us a little bit about like kind of yourself and how you got into franchising, why you got into franchising, and all the good stuff?
Yeah, so franchising, right? The
Yeah.
greatest opportunity on the
Right.
planet.
Right.
And I think, like many, we sometimes stumble into franchising accidentally. I had a short stint early on in my career at a Ford dealership. And so that was my first introduction of working into franchising, and then had the opportunity to partner and work for a franchise owners with Service Master. And so led one of the largest service masters in the state of
Oh, wow.
Texas, which was then my introduction into Neighborly. At that time, it was the Dwyer Group. But
Mm.
I was hired as a franchise business coach for Rainbow Restoration
Oh, yeah.
and served in that role for about 15 months before I moved into the VP of Operations role for Rainbow and transitioned over to our HVAC arm within this Neighborly portfolio as a VP of Operations for AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning, and then was tapped on the shoulder to serve as a VP of Operations for Maid, and
Oh,
did
wow.
a couple of years from 21 to 23, and then in 23 moved into my current role as brand president. So it's been quite a journey, and one of the things that I'm most thankful and
Mm.
proud of is being on both sides, right? Being on both sides of the
Yeah.
table, franchise business owners, and then also being able to work in the home office, corporate office, and really understand just the value of the franchise business owners and how
Mm.
when we collectively come together, how
Yeah.
powerful that is.
Mm. Yeah, right. It's so true. And I love that you mentioned that because it's like a lot of franchisees or potential people looking at a franchise opportunity have this. Sometimes there's this bitter taste in their mouth for franchising, in general, just the concept of it, and they've lost sight or don't believe in the truth that like there's like the qualified brands truly believe in the franchisee's success and all of them together because when they succeed, the brand succeeds. So it's a symbiotic relationship, and when done together, that like you said, it's a powerhouse. There's nothing stronger than that. Incredible.
You catch lightning in a bottle, right?
Yeah.
In fact, we engage a lot of training, and so we're face to face with our franchise business owners multiple times throughout the year. We have regional workshops that we go out into the field. We come to them, and so
Wow.
we host about 5 different regional workshops in the
Wow.
spring, and then we're all together. We call it our annual reunion, right? Because
Yeah.
we see ourselves as a big family, and that happens in the fall, and it's so rewarding in the spring. One of our franchise business owners came up to me, and they had had experience, right, with another franchise brand, and he said, Marla, I want to just say it's amazing what you guys are doing here. He
Mm.
said, to have access to you know every person on the corporate level, and the
Mhm.
care and the concern and the support that you give.
Yeah.
He said it's really just something so special, and so that's something that we're extremely proud of.
Yeah. And that's someone coming from another brand, you said, right?
Yeah, yep,
Wow.
yep. They
That's
had
cool.
been with another brand, and he specifically said, "I'd never met the president of this other said
Yeah.
brand, right?" And it was in a different industry. It wasn't home service. And I said, "Look, this is
Yeah.
this is what we do." And Jared, we really believe our secret sauce is three things, right?
Mhm.
Engage, influence, and execute, right?
Okay.
And so we want to continue to build just deep foundational relationships with our franchise business owners, right? Why
Mm.
is that important, right? We want to know their why. We want to know, it's not just a business opportunity, it's got to go deeper than that,
Mm.
right? And we've got owners, and we've got second generation owners that we're super proud of. But building that
Yeah.
foundational, engaging relationship. And
Yeah.
then number two, why is that important? Because we have to have that foundation, that level of permission to influence, right?
Mhm.
Influence behavior. And our
Yep.
owners influence us through our collaborations every day. And we
Mm.
too want to influence them so
Wow.
that then we can all execute on what our goals, our strategies, our tactics are for
Mm.
the greater good in that collaboration. And as you said, right,
Yeah.
coming together and building something so incredibly special.
Yeah. Engage, influence, and execute.
That's it.
Is
That's the
that
secret.
verbiage that you brought to Molly Maid that you kind of helped coin, or is that already like pre-existing before you joined?
Yeah, no, that's something that I in one of my previous brands, one of the franchise business coaches that I was able to bring onto the team, he was a certified business coach, and so
Mm,
he and I were collaborating one day, and he said, Marla, this is the foundation, this is the fundamentals, and I was like, I love it, and so yeah, brought it over to Molly Maid, and that's truly what we believe in, and it's not just with our owners; it's when we're building our powerhouse, our corporate team. I call it our success team. And
mm.
this is the greatest group of corporate athletes that I have ever had the honor and the privilege to work with.
Tell me about that because you've been
Yeah.
so how long have you been the president for Molly Maid?
2.5 years.
Okay, 2.5 years. And
Yeah,
tell me what it's like to lead such a historic, well-known, massive brand
yeah.
like Molly Maid, and how do you feel like your leadership has evolved over time
Sure.
as well?
Sure. So let me kind of take a step back, right? As you come into a position that I did, right, you have a team set. And even I'll back it up. Whenever I came in as a VP of operations, there was an opportunity to build out the team a little bit deeper. And
Mhm.
so really kind of use a three-legged stool approach.
Okay.
And what we're looking for and this has served us extremely well, is when we're hiring for somebody to come on our home office team, it's have they owned their own business or have they had P&L responsibilities,
Yeah,
right?
sure. Yep.
Are they from the industry that we're hiring from?
Mhm.
Okay. So own their own business, industry that we're hiring from, or number three, do they have franchising experience?
Mhm.
If they have two of the three legs of the stool, and we can glean, right, that they have a servant leadership style,
Yeah.
they have a strong desire to win, to support,
Mm.
to grow, to motivate.
Mhm.
If we can get that, right, those other components, if they have two of the three legs of the stool, they're coming on the team. We can train the other component that might not be, right, they're bringing to us from an experience level. And so in utilizing that, then we train whatever gaps might be.
Sure.
That has been our recipe for success. And then the next part of your question was like working with this powerhouse team,
Yeah.
right? You know that you've got from vice president of operations to brand technology advisor to head of
Oh,
marketing
yeah.
to director of systems to our coaches to our Sure Start business coach to our executive
Mhm.
assistant, to our marketing team. You've got just that level of just immense intelligence, desire to win,
Mm.
experience.
Yeah.
You sit in a room with these individuals and you sit on meetings with them and you just sit back and you're just in awe of just the experience that they bring to the table and their
Yeah.
desire.
Mm.
It's a recipe for success. And so, how's that changed my leadership style throughout the years? You learn in a brand, as you said, that's
Yeah.
massive and as big as this is, it's scaling
Mm.
everything, and you give the opportunity to the leaders that you have on this team
Yeah.
to run fast, to make decisions, to set the strategy, and make refinements along the way.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the beauties of uh, individuals looking at an opportunity like Molly Maid is that you're investing into, and you would be joining a yes, a brand that's been around forever, but because they've been around forever, there's a team, there's a culture
Oh,
of high performing, excelling individuals that are at the top of the game at each step of what their support would look like for that franchisee.
yep, that's exactly right. And one of the things that really we pride ourselves on
Mhm.
is just the approach that we take. Every single owner, right? Franchising is systems and processes. And
Yeah, right.
so our support has to be systems and processes
Yep.
and consistency. And we are going so deep
Yeah.
every day, every week with the variety of training, of coaching sessions that we do.
Okay.
We know that every owner is in a different stage in their business career, right?
Yeah. Right.
We have owners that have been with us for 30 plus years. Our average owners have been with us for 15 years, right? And I think that speaks
Wow,
volume.
average.
Yeah, it's something that we're
Mm,
extremely proud of.
yeah.
But we also know that they're hiring new team members to help them grow and scale, right?
Mhm.
And so just the level of support that we give in terms of lead management, in terms of estimating, in terms of, working with the point of sale system, in terms of recruiting, just everything that
Mm.
we can pour into them, it makes it very powerful and very special.
Yeah, incredible. Now let me ask you this, because with there being somewhere around 8,000 franchises
Yep,
worldwide, right? It depends on who you ask. Sometimes the
yep,
people say like
sure.
50,000. Who knows, right? What do you believe Molly Maid is doing differently that earned it kind of this spot of recognition on a, I mean, it's received rewards and recognitions out the wazoo, right? On
Yes.
almost every franchising list out there. Why is that? What do you think Molly Maid is doing differently? And really more so, maybe this too. There are so many cleaning services, right? There's a lot, and a lot of them are great brands out there doing some incredible stuff too. What is Molly Maid doing differently?
It's our consistent approach to everything that we do.
Hmm.
Okay. And so obviously, the business systems, 41 plus years,
Yeah.
uh, collaboration through the franchise business owners and
Mm.
the support that we give them, the support that they give back to the home office, and the support that they give to their peers. So being part of this brand and what makes it so special is we want to go deep with our owners, and we
Okay.
do,
Yeah.
right? You look at those opportunities, you look at the opportunity that they have in growing their teams
Yeah.
and really having accelerated growth. The other component is we've really taken a step back and said, okay, there are things that we cannot do for our owners, right? We can't go out and we can't estimate. We can't go out and do quality checks.
Sure.
But are
Yeah.
there things that we can do to take that off of their plate so that they can focus on the really important things? And that's their customer relationship, right?
Mm.
So through innovation, through automation, right? Making it like if they don't have to send the email out, but we can automate emails. If they don't have to, right, do a very manual lead management, right,
Yeah.
process, but we can embed, AI to basically stop the shop. We're a society of instant gratification, right?
Yeah.
We all what we
For
want.
real.
We all know what we want, right? And
Mhm.
when do we want it, Jared? We want it now,
Right.
right? And so those are the things that we're looking at to just take that off their plate so
Yeah.
that they can focus on building their team, so the owners can focus on just refining their leadership to grow and scale.
Yeah. Can you share what some of those things are AI wise and new technology wise that you guys are looking at incorporating?
Yeah, absolutely. And some things that we've just recently done, our vice president of operations and another team member on our team have really been at the tip of the spear and just been so innovative.
Yeah.
What we've done is there used to be a very automated like lead management, right, process. So,
Mhm.
lead comes in, you've got the call center, you've got all of these components to really just kind of convert that to an estimate, convert it to a clean, and it's
Yeah.
been a very manual process. And so what we've done is we've embedded AI into that. And so when somebody goes to our website and they start asking the questions, it picks it up immediately, and they don't
Hmm.
even realize that they're not speaking to a live person
Oh,
on the
sure.
other
Yeah.
chat, right? And so that's one of the things that I think that if anybody's behind the eight ball on AI right now, like you're way late to the game. And so we have just really been extremely innovative. And again, just calling out the team that has put that together has been just phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, I always love to ask too what, like, as far as the president position goes and
Yeah.
like what you as leaders are doing to really, like, in the last 12 to 18 months, what's a decision or something you've done to really move the needle forward for Molly Maid? Do you feel like that would be in line with that, or is there something else that comes to mind?
No, that's totally in line with that. The
Yeah.
other thing is, I think as leaders, it's not one silver bullet, right? I use the analogy of the shotgun shell. We have to
Okay.
do, it's just, the hundreds of BBs flying out of the bullet at that time, falling out of the casing, I should say. And so as a leader, it's not just being monofocal and just okay, we've got to be here. We've got to look at everything. What are the opportunities in terms of converting more customers to cleans, right? Where are the opportunities for us to take our target customer and meet them at their needs? We've got to help our franchise business owners on the marketing side of things. We know that marketing is changing at the speed of light. And so be very innovative on those opportunities and really cultivating, giving them the opportunity to just go meet those consumers at their needs.
Yep.
And then the other thing is we really need to look at cleaning is cleaning, right? But over time, our customer needs have changed. We pride ourselves in giving our customers back the gift of time, right? And we're being invited in every single day into what their greatest asset, right? Their home. And this is something extremely personal for them. And so other things that we've got to stay on the forefront of is, okay, what are other components, verticals, if you will, that maybe we're not doing today that we should be doing, that's going to just deepen the value that we provide to our customers and give them more of that time back. So those are different things that we're exploring right now. We're leveraging our franchise business owners to say, okay, how can we make our customers stickier and increase the lifetime value? And then most importantly, again, give them back the gift of time.
Yeah, oh man, I love that. How do you make your customers stickier and kind of give that lifetime value? That's two the powerful thoughts and questions to wrestle with, especially in a leadership position. And I can't imagine what it must take to kind of lead to guide the ship that you're on. If someone were to shadow you for like a week, what would they be surprised to learn about how you operate as a leader?
So I'm I'm a workaholic.
Okay.
Very, very much a workaholic. I think one of the things that they would maybe be surprised. My days start extremely early
Yeah.
and sometimes end extremely late.
Hmm.
But I think what we really focus on, and maybe one of the things that they would be surprised for, is just the personal touch that is just so incredibly important. We're a very data rich brand. We don't make flippant decisions. We really kind of yield back on the data. And one of the things that I love the most is the personal touch. So anytime a franchise business owner reaches a milestone, so they've basically climbed in their weekly revenue, has climbed to the next $1,000 level, right? We celebrate each week. Monday, a report goes out. And over the weekend, I pull the report ahead of time, ahead of it going out, and send just specific congratulation emails to those franchise business owners and their teams. We see you, we recognize. We also go very, very deep. I also go very deep at looking at just kind of unit level and how each one of the owners is doing.
Yeah.
They're in the trenches every single day, and I think the least that we can do is celebrate their success and then recognize them for that. So it's powerful. We work across all departments, right, within the brand, and truly just the care and concern.
And how many franchisees are in your system right now?
Yeah, we have 221 franchise business owners in our system now, close to about 450 territories. And so it's massive. And so when you put that, right, they've got multiple agreements, right?
Yeah,
They've been able to expand, right? They see the opportunity within the brand, and they don't want just a singular franchise agreement. They know the opportunity is to go ahead and build out their markets, but most importantly, go deep in owning the markets that they're in.
So then are there still markets available?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. As I shared with you, 41 years, right? And
Yeah.
average tenure of owner. Many of yes, there's tons of open space that, we're looking for growth-minded, well-capitalized candidates to be on this journey with us. There's also resale opportunities that we work with too, right? Somebody has, been with the brand 20 plus years, and they're reaching that season in their life that they want to go do something else, retire more so than anything. And really our focus is to really honor their legacy. And when we honor their legacy, it's the legacy of what they built from a team standpoint, the legacy of what they built from a customer standpoint, right? And so we're working diligently to honor their legacy, to help them transition and bring other candidates in.
Well, I love hearing that because that's one of the biggest whys for many individuals that come to me looking for a franchise is whether they'll voice it in this way or not, they'll talk about wanting to create or leave some kind of legacy,
Yes.
right? Especially for
Yes.
their family, their kids and beyond. Is what kind of legacy are they leaving for those behind? Did they make an impact? Was it somehow profound? And to know that you guys that Molly Maid is a brand that cares about their legacy just as much, I think
Yep.
speaks volumes to the culture that you guys have created.
Yeah. Jared, one of the things I do want to point out, I was
Yeah.
talking to a couple the other day, a couple of owners the other day, husband and wife, and asked the question, do you have any regrets? And what he said was, I regret that I didn't do this 25 years earlier.
Yeah.
And, that just gives you chills, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, yes, It's like, well, why didn't we do this sooner? And I think that that's really when we think back, none of us want to ever have any regrets, right? In hearing a current owner say that, it just makes, it's a very proud moment.
It's so interesting because I think it was literally Mark Twain that said something very similar. 20 years from now, you will not regret the things you did. You'll only regret the things you didn't do. Right?
That's exactly right. And I'll circle back around that, right? Anybody looking for the opportunity, right, to get into franchising, obviously they've never done it before, right? And so it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
And having that fear of the unknown, if I could say anything if I could say one thing to anybody listening out there is you're not in it alone. With franchising, you're not in it alone. And specifically with Molly Maid, you're not in it alone, right? We're going to be there with you every step of the way. And your success, your why, that is our driving force on a daily basis. And it's a recipe for success.
Yeah. Wow. Marla, that's so good. Let's kind of end with this. I want to be mindful of your time and our audience time as well. Why should someone looking to take control of their future consider a franchise brand like Molly Maid right now? If you had to give those sit on the fence, if you had to give them one last little piece of here's why you should consider Molly Maid, what would you say?
The success that this brand has had over the last 41 years.
Yeah, come on. That's hard to do.
It's the success that we've had. You open the podcast with, highest brand recognition, right? It's, you think of residential home cleaning, like commercial, what's one name that comes to mind? And it's Molly Maid. And so if you're going to be, venturing down the road of franchising and say, okay, I'm going to be all in, wouldn't you want it to be with a brand such as Molly Maid, where you're going to have the support, you're going to have the support of the home office, you're going to have the support of your fellow franchise owners, and then also you're going to be part of the neighborly portfolio, 19 domestic brands. There's a huge benefit of sharing right that opportunity. So it's powerful.
Yeah. It is powerful. That is, and to have 41 years of experience to go. I mean, I can't remember who said this, but experience is just the term we use for our past mistakes. And so if you're someone watching this right now, whether you're live with us or you're watching this down the road and you're intrigued by this brand and maybe hadn't thought about yourself as a Molly Maid owner or franchisee in the past, or hadn't really ever considered it, but see the value here of this brand, the brand name, the really more so the support, the team, the culture, everything that's driving this. And you see the value of having 41 years of experience, meaning all these past mistakes that now you don't have to go out and do those by yourself. You won't do those because they've been resolved and found solutions to it. And if you are intrigued by this, you want to learn more, you want to see if maybe your territory is available, then literally right now, type Molly in the chat. regardless of what platform you are on, or whether you're watching this 6 months from now, type Molly in the chat, MOLLY, and we'll begin a conversation with you. I'll reach out and we'll discuss some next steps of how we can even begin determining if this might be the right fit for you, if you might be the right fit for them. Because when it is the right fit, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I like to kind of compare franchising to boiling water. Is boiling water a good or bad thing? Well, it depends on who you are. For potato, it softens it. For an egg, it hardens it. So it really isn't about the what it is, it's about what you're made of. I want to make sure that you're the right fit for them as well as they are the right fit for you. So type Molly in the comments and we'll get that conversation going today. While they're doing that, Marla, I can't thank you enough. And how appropriate that Molly Maid is led by Marla Moak. I'm sure you've never put that connection together, but all the M's. As a previous pastor, I love the alliteration. Molly Maid, led by Marla Moak. It's been a pleasure. I can't thank you enough for doing this with us today.
Thank you, Jared, and appreciate the time, and it was truly an honor.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to do some business with you and connect you with the best of your newest franchisees will be joining your system. It's going to be an exciting time for everybody. So thank you so much.
Yes, we look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, everyone. We'll see you again next time. Take care.